Hey guys, what is up? My name is Sterling, and today I'm here to talk about a video concerning pet names and how they're destroying the fabric of society. From the totally reputable Sky News, the source that revealed the conspiracy about sexist air conditioning. Oh yes, we're back for a bit of fun. Let's go.
Now, do pet names drive you crazy? According to a new survey, most women can't stand being called bird, chick or babe.
Well, you know, the real problems of our time are right here. Being called quote-unquote pet names like bird, chick and babe by strangers you'll never see again. I'm feeling the issues.
But first, we went onto the streets of the capital to ask women which phrases they'd like to be added to the banned list.
Fucking drama queen! Wow, right off with the first example that is so damaging. You know, they've probably called you that because you are a drama queen. I've been called a drama queen when I've overreacted to shit. So, you know, it's not fucking that bad. It's just when you acted like a bit of a dick. Fuck. Okay, now, babe, I understand in the most limited context, you know. It's so minute, this one. You know, if someone's there, you know, a friend of a friend, you're in a club, and someone just keeps going, alright, babe? Sup, babe? How you doing? In that kind, you know, that kind of way, I can get it being annoying. But you know what you do? You tell them to stop. Then you tell them to fuck off. And shit, that's it. Emotional! That's the same fucking thing as drama queen. You've probably been called it because you overreact to shit. It's probably because you're getting overly emotional. That's why people say it. What does Mum say? Like, I've never heard of this word before. I mean, shit, I've got to check this shit out. Hold on. So apparently it is someone who is giving an impression of dull domesticity, who is dowdy or unfashionable. Now, I don't mean to shit on her dreams. I'm sure she's nice. But as a hip 20-year-old, I can tell you, you don't look that cool or fashionable to me. And I am sure the fact that the rest of her 40-year-old friends tell her this must be traumatic. What's wrong with my dear? Would you like some help, my dear? For the record, I've only ever heard women say this to other women, and never have I found it's like, oh, pet names. We're up, my dear. Who the fuck says that? Maybe in the 1950s. Not anymore, Jesus Christ. I mean, so all in all, apart from like one word in certain contexts, the others were just descriptive. They're not even that bad.
So are pet names offensive, or are we taking them too seriously? Joining me to discuss this are the author Peter Lloyd and comedian Kate Smurthwaite. Kate Smurthwaite, what really winds you up about pet names?
Well, it's not any particular name that bothers me. What it is the context in which it's used, isn't it? It's absolutely fine if you're, you know, really good friends with somebody and they have a nickname for you and you like it and they know you like it. Great, fantastic.
I mean, she's absolutely right. It is context sensitive. And as a comedian, she must understand that better than most people, so yeah, fair enough.
But the difficulty comes when you're trying to have a business meeting and somebody says, oh, hello, Martin, hello, Simon, hello, sweetie, and you just can't help thinking, I'm not the one that's getting promotion at this meeting.
Well, I mean, we just went from reasonable to absurd in the span of 10 seconds. Who the fuck is in a business meeting, right? Think, a formal occasion where respect in the workplace is mandatory. And apparently, women, they're not called by their name. Hey Andy, great job on the stats today. Hey Phil, superb job. Yo, what's up, sweetie? You looking good today. You keep on working that fine ass. Like, who the fuck is saying that? But then she starts bringing in shit about promotions.
If somebody said to you, you know, if I came on air and you called me Kathy and I said, oh, actually, I prefer Kate, of course, you'd just call me Kate. You'd call me whatever I asked to be called.
Well, yes, but this is different. Like, you're only talking about like these formal situations. So, of course, if you're coming on for an interview, they are going to ask you, because they're going to be with you for a prolonged period of time, talking to you. So, of course, they're going to say, what should I call you? What do I refer to you as? If we're talking about, like, passive comments, if we're talking about someone on the street who just goes, alright, babe, that's completely different. You don't know the person, you're not going to talk to them any longer. It's, you forget it. This, different.
And I think it's amazing that we live in a world where we know that women, because our survey shows it, and your people you've met on the street show it, women don't like being referred to by these terms generally.
And I'm pretty sure there are plenty of men out there who hate being called certain things also.
So, is it really too much to ask that either don't do it or just ask first? Is it all right if I call you this? Do you mind if I call you this? It's just a bit of a habit of mine, and some women don't mind. Give those that do a chance to say what they'd rather be referred to as.
Well, to a degree, it is too much to ask. Like, if you're in like a formal situation, like if you're at work and it's day in, day out, and people are calling you so like, alright, sweetie, yeah, you're right, love, and you don't like it, and if they keep on doing it to purposely annoy you after you've asked, that's a problem. They're trying to piss you off, they're being a bit of a dick. But should I walk around thinking, oh, I better not say that because they might not like it? No, it's passive. If I say something to someone passively and they don't like it, I don't care. They shouldn't care. It's passive. Who gives a shit? You need to make this distinction clear before you start saying, it's a bad thing, it's happening everywhere. No.
Let's have a listen to what Danielle has had to say. She's sent in this video explaining why she dislikes one pet name in particular.
As a trans woman, I'm used to being called all kinds of things. Hun, love, dude. But nothing, not even sir, gets under my skin quite like my dear.
Of all the fucking things you might be upset about, as someone who probably gets upset by people misgendering you, fucking my dear is what annoys you the most. Something that's not even a fucking pet name. The totally non-aggressive, non-sexualized phrase. A phrase that actually genders you properly to your own view, may I add.
It's dripping with passive aggression and stinks of self-superiority.
Who the fuck are you talking to? Now, I can only talk from personal experience, as can you, but I've never heard my dear be used passive-aggressively. Usually, I hear it like this. Would you like some help, my dear? Are you alright, my dear? I mean, what the fuck are you hearing? Alright, my dear? You need some help there, my dear? Like, fucking what? The phrase itself isn't condescending. It's the people you're talking to and how they say it. As with any fucking phrase or word used ever. It's about context. So clearly, you're speaking to people who do not like you. So it's such a stupid thing to say. Blanket, shit term, nasty term. Get out.
Frankly, my dear, don't ever refer to me as your dear.
Carla, meanwhile, hates some phrases but loves others.
I'm fucking speechless. I just said I don't like her name. She didn't even say the one she likes, or provide a reason. She just doesn't like being called something. I mean, guys, I don't know about you, but I think Sky News has single-handedly destroyed the patriarchy. Fuck me.
Two examples there, Peter. My dear, sweet cheeks. I mean, is it sexist? Is it demeaning to women? And if so, why does it continue?
Well, I think it's really sad that the free market and mainstream culture is entertaining this outrage culture, which it seems so pervasive at the moment. I mean, it's already taken over universities, and now it seems to be bleeding into advertising and marketing. I mean, this research was undertaken by Kellogg's.
Well, he's certainly doing a piss-poor job of answering the question at hand. Yes, outrage culture is prominent. It's being showcased right here. But the question is it sexist? Are these words sexist? To say them, is it sexist? No, it isn't. Some people may say things with sexist intent, but the words themselves are not sexist, and you will find it happens to men just as much. So, yeah, I just did his job for us, it's fine.
We know for a fact that banning words doesn't work, policing language doesn't work. It didn't work for Sheryl Sandberg when she wanted to ban the word bossy. It's not going to work now, and nor should it. It's Orwellian, it's like something from 1984. People just need to toughen up.
By right, policing doesn't work, hence why words aren't outright banned. I mean, I'm not saying people shouldn't be annoyed if something is irking them and the intent is clear to be, annoying or to try and upset you, but just ask people to stop and don't get overly upset. Jesus.
You brought up the word bossy there, Peter. I mean, that is often used for little girls, isn't it? And that's a sign of how early this starts.
Yeah, but used in many different ways and against boys as well. I mean, I noticed that this research didn't look at all at the language that men don't feel comfortable with, and at no point did it hold any women accountable for the language that they choose to use. So if we're really going to have this debate about whether language has power, and it does, then we need to do it equally. But let's be realistic. Language has power, but it's limited power.
I mean, but to be fair, he's spot on. The research is only focusing on it being a women's issue, when that's simply not true. I mean, he's wrong to say that language isn't that powerful. It's our most powerful tool. But is it that much of an issue? All these words like, oh, I don't like my dear. Oh, fuck off.
Let's bring in Kate Smurthwaite again on that. Should we, to use another phrase that women have said is deeply offensive to them, just man up and let it wash over us, Kate?
Well, I think Peter's kind of completely missing the point. Nobody is saying that words need to be banned.
Well, I don't know. He's not wrong to think that, since this entire interview has been talking about banning words used against women.
I think, once people have made it clear what language they prefer, and it's pretty clear from this survey that women would prefer not, especially in the workplace, not to be called babe and sweetie and love and those kind of terms. I think it's just not a big ask to say, hey, well, if you've said, I don't want to be addressed that way, let's just not do it. In the same way that if somebody corrects you that they prefer to be called, Mr. or they prefer to be called Ms. or Mrs. or Miss, just do what they've asked, because that's just polite and civilised.
To be fair, she's right, to a degree. But what she keeps missing out on is the context of which these words are used, like when they are used. Like, if you're at work or like this, you're in an interview, you're going to be with someone for a prolonged period of time, if that's for a couple of hours or months, then if someone is unreasonably trying to annoy you, like if they keep on saying things which are annoying you, and they're doing it to annoy you, then there's a problem, yes. But in passing, no! People can say whatever they want. And especially if you're never going to see them again, who gives a shit? Move on. For fuck's sake.
If I say, oh, actually, my name's not Kathy, it's Kate, and you continue to call me Kathy for days and weeks and months, I mean, I just think, well, you're a bit unpleasant, don't I? I think that's really rude. And why would you keep doing that? And in actual fact, why are you doing that when you know it's going to annoy me?
Well, for the most part, it isn't a big ask. But people might not necessarily repeatedly say your name wrong because they're trying to annoy you. I myself am terrible at remembering names. And I often address people how I want and say what I want. Even after years, I still forget myself and refer to people by their non-preferred name, or will talk about something they don't like. It's not because I'm trying to annoy them. Again, it's ascertaining intent, not the words.
What amazes me is that there's a pushback. Is people going, well, it's my free speech, and I can say, well, it is your free speech. Say what you like, but by the same token, I think women should be absolutely free to say, I don't like that term, and in fact, I might not answer to it.
What you've suggested is fine. If you don't like it, don't respond.
Some of the phrases that we're talking about could be described as being affectionate or humorous, for example, but there are others when you talk about women being ball breakers and when you talk about ambitious women with negative connotations that aren't necessarily applied to men, that we're talking in a little bit more serious territory here.
Well, what I think is very interesting is that frequently it's women who use these terms to describe other women. So are we saying that we should be only policing the language that women use, or is it only a problem when men use it? And if that's the case, then why? Why is it only a problem when men use it?
Exactly. Why is it only a problem, supposedly, when men use these words? Because the entire stance of his argument has been, Men are ruining our society because some women don't like being called my dear and ballbuster, these ultra offensive and derogatory words that women can't possibly cope with hearing.
Nobody is saying that. You know, nobody is saying these words are only a problem when men say them. We're talking generally about the terms that we use.
You're talking shit because this entire interview you've been talking about how this is a women's issue, how women don't like being called this fucking promotion thing, and it's a woman's problem. You know, what side are you on here? Do you truly believe that it's not just a women's issue? What are you? You a proper feminist, or you SJW? You picked a side.
And I find it very strange to have this well, what about women? What about if women say it? You know, women can say sexist things, and black people can say racist things, and gay people can say homophobic things. None of these things are specifically about, one group attacking on another.
Exactly. So why haven't you been making that point and saying this is a women's issue only?
But Peter, I just want to get one final thought from you. Are there words that are used to describe men that offend you?
Not particularly, and if there are some I don't like, I certainly wouldn't want them banned.
That's fair. I myself don't have any words either that really offend me, but I'm sure there will be instances where it does happen. You know what? This interview has actually been fairly tame. I was expecting some SJW nonsense considering the title that she got so triggered. But you know what? Bravo to them both for not being petty.
It always goes back to that old adage, sticks and stones may break my bones, but there will always be something to offend a feminist.
That was one of the worst times you could have used that joke. Of all the people, you used it against Kate, who, to be fair, hasn't actually been that bad. She's a bit of a hypocrite, from what I can tell. She's fighting more for it being a women's issue, but generally, not that bad compared to a lot of triggered SJWs we see. So, well done for being a child, Peter. Anyway, come on, Kate, prove us wrong for once. Show them you don't care about this childish remark.
That's just obnoxious.
Peter
Sorry,
Lloyd
you have to give me a chance to respond to that. That is ridiculous. No, hang on, I won't do your show again if you don't let me respond to that.
Kate.
Whoa! She threatened to not go back on Sky News, everyone. That totally reputable and revered news channel. Holy shit. We got her fucking triggered over him being a bit of a dick.
First of all, to allow somebody on air, this is a women's rights movement. We're asking for equality.
Excuse me, what?
This is a women's rights movement. We're asking for equality.
Oh! So it is about women being oppressed by these little fucking quips and little comments, and not about everyone like you tried to make it out it was, even though you weren't fucking doing that anyway. Oh shit, my bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was being a dick for what he said. Completely unnecessary, not professional. But how fucking low of you to try and keep yourself backed up being like, oh no, I'm all about equality, this is all across the board. So then come out because you got fucking triggered over a childish little saying to be like, this is a women's issue, you're fucking oppressing women. Fuck you, you're not talking about women being equal, you're not talking about equality, you're talking about social justice.
And secondly, he keeps saying this is a trivial issue, that it doesn't happen very often. The reality, as you know from talking to women in the street, is that they all have words that bother them. This is something that affects loads and loads of women, and if he's not affected by it, well, lucky him. And if he thinks he's going to take that privilege and just wander on air and say obnoxious things about a campaign for equality, then that is horrific bigotry, and I object to it being aired at any time.
But it's not about equality, because they didn't bother to analyse what men think.
Yeah, this issue affects women only. It's a disgrace that people are called my dear and mumsy passively in the street by complete strangers. The shame of it all, that there is oppression from these privileged men going against equality for women. Because remember guys, that's what equality is about. It's about not degrading women and making sure they're not butthurt. I mean, I thought we could do it, I was really hoping for a sensible feminist. She was very one-sided, not really talking about it as a whole, but she made that. So, well, no, I actually do think that. So I was like, okay, benefit of the doubt, maybe you're just taking that slant, as we all do. We're all biased, so, fair enough. And considering she's a comedian, I would have thought she would be someone that understood the importance of free speech and the rationale surrounding it. But I guess not. All in all, Smug over on the left is a bit of a dick, but he's right in what he's saying. And Triggered on the right is just a hypocrite SJW. Well, just wanted to thank you guys very much for watching this shit video, because I have no idea what I'm doing, and it's probably way too long, but hey, if you liked it, then you liked it. I'll see you guys later.